All right, 4:07.
4:07, and we're live. All right, welcome one and all to the City of Oneonta Airport Commission, Wednesday, February 16th, 2022, 4 p.m. at the Albert S. Nader Regional Airport. Carrie, call the roll, please.
Chair May,
Here.
Vice Chair Nissen, Commissioner Grummins, Commissioner Kammerbeek,
Here.
Commissioner Lucille,
Here.
Councilmember Carson.
Here. Does anyone have any interest in stepping up to chair or vice chair for 2022, or shall we stay where we're at?
I'm sure you're comfortable as chair.
Well, the guy's not here, that's vice chair, so we can put it right back in. Any comments on the zoning?
Are you looking for a motion?
Well, there's three of us and we all have to agree.
Well, I make a motion that we leave things as they are for another year.
Okay, is there a second?
I will say.
All right, any further questions or comments? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Chair May,
Aye.
Commissioner Kammerbeek,
Aye.
Commissioner Shields.
Yeah.
Passes.
So now look for a motion to approve the minutes for our November 17th, 2021 meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes.
Is there a second on that motion?
Okay.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns before we call the roll? Hearing none, call the roll.
Chair May,
Aye.
Commissioner Kammerbeek,
Aye.
Commissioner Shields.
Aye.
Passes.
Any correspondence?
None.
All right, under old business, project updates. Len, what can you add to that?
Spoke with the engineering firm representative today. He's on schedule, currently on schedule to complete and release the bids the 1st of March.
And that's talking about the fuel farm.
Correct, that's the
Right.
whole business.
Well, we had the terminal apron fuel farm update, AWAS relocation, right? The last one, they're pretty much the same right now. Do you want to address the tower relocation, the AWAS relocation at this time? You don't have to. We can just
Well,
get-
nothing is firm on that. I
Correct.
think we should rather wait
Okay.
to discuss that further when we find out whether or not the twin towers are actually approved for this location.
Right, so if we all recall, our original thought was to have the towers in conjunction with Job Corps adjacent to the area of our airport beacon. There's been some discussion with the engineers here last week and with Job Corps that there might be a better location for it. And we're sending in an application for both locations, but primarily will be the second location that's of most interest. And you can see those little dots are there. Let's take a quick look at it. There's a letter that will be penned that Mr. Carson, in his capacity as airport manager, will be signing hopefully before he leaves and sent back to the New York ADO for their input on that location.
It seems to be a good location in the sense that it's on the same site here, right?
Yes, sir,
It makes a lot of sense.
it does. Thank you for that.
But is there a pond in the area too? Oh, the pond is too wide. I think it makes a lot of sense, rather than having to go all the way around.
Well, it'll make it a lot easier to get to because it's in the area where the service road is going to be enhanced in order to do the parallel taxiway along 24 and hopefully construct the new T-hangers in that same general vicinity. So the land falls off there fairly sharply, which means the tower protrusion into the airspace will be minimal or non-existent. And that was the reason for that. There's one other item that's been hanging for a bit, and that is our obstruction removal in and around the airport. So I've asked the consulting engineer to kind of step up on that. We did advertise it back in January. And did you see it in the paper at all? Then? Pass that around so folks can look at it. So basically, Job Corps is on board with that. They like it. They'd like to do this as their preferential site for that training, which would allow multiple counties around here to train on a facility as well. So if you guys have any objections or thoughts about it, that'll be a good time.
Will there be a parking lot around the towers, or will they use this parking lot?
Well, our intention is that there'll be parking lot down there, and it's a funding issue at the end of the day. But there's gonna be a fair amount of equipment staged down there in order to do the parallel taxi. So for them to get there, we're gonna have them move along the outside perimeter fence, which means they'll be constructing a road, which then could be expanded into parking down there for that facility. Any questions about that? No, none, Lou?
I think, no question, it's just a thought, with regard to the tower.
Yes,
Was, at our last meeting, it seems to me that there was some discussion about the beacon and the tower, and something about increasing heights around the beacon.
right.
What's the status of that, of the beacon, if the towers are moved to the red dot areas?
The beacon will stand as it always has, and we'll
Okay.
take care of the tree removal when we do the obstruction removal.
Yeah.
But the problem with doing these training towers in proximity to our beacon is the perceived interference with the airspace.
Sure.
So this gives the FAA an opportunity to move to another location, easier to say yes. That was the thought. Anything else on? Well,
So, fine.
Martin, you have an update for us?
Yes, I've been working with Justin on the possibility of a ground school. He is very excited about it, found out a lot about him. He learned to fly here. So we're moving that forward. We're now looking at like what part will it fall under. It looks like it's going to be part 61, which offers a little bit more flexibility. We're going to be looking at what route we'll be using. And more than likely, it will be 1 day a week in the evening. Due to its availability, some of the sessions may have to be over Zoom, but I don't think that's any problem. So that's very exciting. We're expecting this to take place in around 3 months. Just we need to still make sure that everything is in place. We have the flyers, and also he needs to look to see if he needs a special certificate, which he's willing to get. Now, on top of that, he's talking about starting a flight club. There's some flyers here that he has made and asked me to distribute. But that's a separate initiative. Very cool too. That should definitely bring a lot of attention to the airport. That's really his initiative, but I've offered him help wherever he needs help.
This is great.
Perfect.
So starting with the ground school and then also assisting him with trying to start a flying club.
So if you're gonna have the ground school here, you're probably gonna need a camera system so that he can see you as you're seeing him up on the screen. So that might be something in the 3 months before school starts if you wanna get that logistic taken care of.
It's just a little webcam.
Yeah.
Perfect.
In the worst case, I have a computer myself with webcam that I can use.
All right, sure. Perfect, great idea.
But very exciting.
Oh, that's a great-
He's very
wonderful.
excited.
Nice that you put the time in on that.
Good, great effort.
Any other business? Gary, anything from the city? Nothing in the mail, nothing. Big use there, okay. All right, well, if there's nothing else, then I would look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Any objections? By acclamation? Gary, thank you.